Alright, tier 9. Tier 9 ranked BB tier list. Dyson. 69.3k health, 35 knots base. Okay, that thing is actually really fast, but holy moly, that turning circle. That thing has zero mobility. Turning circle 1,100 meters. Good torpedo protect though, but Jesus, that is actually dreadful. That is dreadful handling. 20.6 range, 27 reload, 2.1 sigma though, so it should be decently accurate. How's the penetration? It's really good. It's Izuma guns. It's Izuma guns. So it's what? It's a clunkier, faster Izuma. Clunkier, faster Izuma with a bit more superstructure than Izuma. Does it actually get the juicy armor? 16-second rudder shift though. Man, that thing is clunky as hell. And it's got 16.5 conceal, so it's spotted from the moon. Yeah. Zero agility, but yeah, zero agility. It's fast, but man, it can't handle. Just keep saying Azuma instead of Izuma. No, I don't. Izuma. But yeah, just for the guns alone, does it have anything else going for it in terms? It's got standard. Oh, it only has 3 heals. It only has 3 heals. And it's standard heals. That's not very good. Same cooldown, but it only gets 3 heals. That's pretty questionable. It does get the 10 camp torps. I guess it'll probably be a B tier. It's not as bad as something as, let's say, Hizen. I wonder if I want to put Hizen to C or D. Hizen is absolute garbage. Especially for ranked. Hizen is absolute garbage. Probably D tier, honestly. Hizen's issue is that it's the easiest ship in the world to Citadel. Because the Citadel is gigantic. Like, I Citadel this thing in cruisers, and battleships have no issue punching through this. It's ranked, yeah, exactly. For ranked, pushing in this thing is, yikes. 29.6, terrible maneuverability, concealment isn't anything impressive. It had 410, it had 4x3 guns, but what was the reload? 33.4. That's pretty good damage output, or pretty good gun output, to be fair. That's pretty good gun output, to be fair. But oh yeah, but it had no sigma. That was what screwed it. So you get IGN dispersion with 1.7 sigma instead of 2.1 on Dyson. Holy, that's terrible. And you don't get Izuma's guns on this thing. You had something garbage. I remember the pen was something garbage. Yeah, it's the same as Iwami guns. They're really bad. They're like 100mm less pen than Izuma. Yeah, no, I think this is pretty good. Iwami, what did Iwami offer over Hizen? I don't have it here. What the hell did it offer? What was the gimmick on Iwami? Same 410s, same terrible pen. 2.1 sigma like Hizen's 1.7, so that's good. But you lose guns, you're 4x2 with back and forth. With 4 guns front, 4 guns back. He had a 20 km torps with the, yeah, but with the Shima concealment though. With Shima concealment. Those were the 2.5 km concealed torpedoes. So they were Shima 20s that can be spotted from the moon. Yikes. Standard heal. Oh, and it didn't have fighter or spotter plane at all. It didn't get fighter or spotter plane at all, which is actually really good for ranked. Because you can smoke fire, you can spot over islands, you can shoot over islands, you can blind fire smokes. So it doesn't get any of those. Sheesh. Iwami has significantly more secondary DPM though. But wasn't the problem with the secondary? The problem was the secondary is only pen 30mm max. So if you actually want to use them against BBs effectively, we're talking IFHE, IGN secondaries. Yeah, I don't really know. I think the secondary angles were garbage as well. Oh my god, I forgot how bad. Look at the secondary angles. I forgot how bad they are. Look. Jesus Christ. Holy shit, they're bad. They are really bad. 30mm base pen. Seems to be a decent fire starter though. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. And the 155mm are in the back. Yeah, and also, isn't it the Hizen Hall? Yeah, it's a Hizen Hall. So you have the same terrible armor. But you're supposed to brawl? Why would you want this thing though? The lack of spotter, the fact that it's Shima Torps with 2.5 km spotting, the worst Shima Torps. Is it even better than Hizen? Is it even better than Hizen? Guns are more accurate, but you only have 8 guns. It might be better than Hizen, but honestly, I don't see it as a valuable ship. Izumo? Izumo is probably an easy beat here. Izumo is an easy beat here. Tanky as hell, incredible pen. But the problem is, Brawl is often very close range. You want a lot of close range fights. And Izumo suffers from one of the biggest issues that the IGN ships suffer, and that is IGN vertical dispersion. Which means if you have to shoot someone close range, when you really need that devastating firepower, that's usually when Izumo lets you down. I played an Izumo game pretty recently, and I thought it was pretty garbage, honestly, the gun performance. Baiji is missing. Baiji is better than Izumo. It would probably sit here. It's a better Izumo. But we don't have the Baiji in this list for some reason, so unfortunate. Musashi, it's probably an A tier, honestly. It's not quite an S, but Musashi, because Musashi's turret reverse is garbage, which is an issue, especially once again since there's a lot of close range fights happening. Musashi's default turret reverse is 82.8. Even when you add a commander on it with turret reverse, it goes down to 66.2. So we're talking over a minute to turn your guns like this. So that's garbage, obviously. And the other issue is that it's slow, and it handles like shit, and it's got a huge citadel. But, on the flip side, if your angled armor is really good, you got 97k health, which is completely absurd for this tier. Your torpedo belt means that you're only taking 45% of the torpedo damage that you should. And of course your guns are 460mm guns, which means if you're running into almost any other battleship, or any other ship in general, you're overmatching him. And there's a reason why the vertical dispersion isn't as big of a deal on Musashi as it is on many of these others, because when you're shooting a nosing ship and the profile looks like this, the vertical dispersion basically going up and down a bit isn't that big of an issue, because, well, you're overmatching everything. You're just hitting the general target. Whereas on other ships where you have to hit turrets or have to hit superstructure, having your shells bounce off and so forth is a much bigger issue. So yeah, Musashi is probably pretty easy, eh? Pretty easy. Thank you, performance artist. Pretty easy. Tsurugi, we haven't played. Yumihari, we haven't played. I don't know about this. I'm not gonna rank shit that I haven't played. Sun Yat-sen is garbage. Like, absolute garbage. Do we have it? We don't even have it. I've seen it played, though, and I don't know what's supposed to be good about it. It's like a really shitty Sovietsky Soyuz. I looked at potentially buying it myself at first, and then I saw what it was. It's an overmatching Sovietsky Soyuz, which on paper sounds good, but the guns are not nearly as accurate. Oh, wait, did we have it? Oh yeah, no, we did play it. Shit, where did we play it? Did we play it in... where? Randoms? Okay, to be fair, it's actually gonna be better in... It's actually gonna be better in ranked than in randoms. I can't think... Wujing is really good. Well, really good, it's pretty good. But where's... I think we played it in some Brawl or something. Baiji is also really good. I think this is a better Izuma. I don't think we have it played here. Unfortunate. I don't think we have it played here, though. No. But the problem is, the angles aren't as good as one might hope, and only 6 guns, and you overmatch 457, which is good, don't get me wrong, but there is not really that much 30mm plating to overmatch in rank. Like, you either want to overmatch 27, that's important for heavy cruisers, or you want to overmatch 32, that's important because of battleships, but the amount of 30mm, there's not a lot. There's really not a lot. Alaska? Alaska still has the nose. Like, where the hell is Alaska? Alaska. Look. 28, 27. Only this, and this you can't overmatch anyway. You don't benefit in any way against Alaska. And ships like Kronstadt are all 27. With the nose, 25. So, overmatching 30mm is really, really big at tier 10, because so many cruisers have 30mm plating. But at tier 9, well, most are just running around in 27. That's like the armor of the tier. Like, most of these things, they're this one, you would benefit against this part of the carrot, but I mean, you can just shoot the overmatchable nose. So, it's like, same thing here. The entire nose is 27. Like, you don't get the same value because there's no 30mm noses or anything, like, anything special. Carrot gets 30, 38. And the really bigger issue is that you only have 6 guns. 6 guns with questionable dispersion. It's just... it's not enough. It's kind of like... it's kind of like Shikishima versus Yamato. You're not getting enough value out of it. Thank you, mean guy. What was the other issue? Oh yeah, you didn't get any fighter or spotter planes on this thing, and your Sovietsky hull, but you don't have the fast DCP. I don't remember what else there was. Was the dispersion pattern on it normal or not? I'm not sure. I remember which way it went. Overall, like, the Sun Yat-sen angled is still pretty tanky because, I mean, Sovietsky Soyuz hull, of course, but you're sitting nose and you're shooting 4 guns at a time. It's not that scary. Was that the shit that also overmatched? Because I played that thing, and I just remember being really, really underwhelmed by it. Oh yeah, Sun Yat-sen has 676mm fuse threshold. Like, the pen isn't bad on it, but just, it never felt good to play. That never felt good. That chip has never felt good to play, in my opinion. It's probably still more useful than these, because it can sit, it can tank. But is it really, though? I think I'll put it in C, Just because Sovietsky Soyuz hull is so damage resilient. How is Musashi not S tier? Because it's really only good at sitting still and left-clicking ships that push into it. If you have to do any sort of aggression in the Musashi, you're like the easiest ship to YOLO. You're the easiest ship to outplay in ranked. Yes, battle cruiser dispersion. Yeah, but it still didn't feel that good. I remember really not liking it. I thought it was going to be really crap. Because I was like, Sovietsky Soyuz with the Urmach? Holy shit, this thing is going to be busted. But it really wasn't. Delaware. Sheesh. Was Delaware the one that had the sit or not? I remember there was one in the line that didn't have a sit. And then there was one that had. Was it Louisiana that had a sit and this thing had no sit? I think it was this thing that had no sit. Yeah, it was this thing. This thing had, look, there. That's where the fucking water line goes. You see that? That's where the water shit kind of hiding it. You see how low below the water line this? You see where the fucking waves are splashing? This thing is completely impossible to sit that out. Not even when this thing is full turning can you hope to sit this thing. Like, only here at the back does the Citadel come up to the water line. So you can see how much of a fucking dip it is below the water for the rest of the thing. So this thing is basically completely impossible to sit that out. Like, completely impossible to sit that out. Obviously 32 millimeters, shatters most of the shit from range. And it has plane spotting, which for ranked in particular is really fucking powerful. Like, in randoms, it wouldn't be that much. Thank you, performance. That nasty, because once again, there's so many forms of spotting. But in ranked, a battleship that can spot the DDs for the team and can't be citadeled, it's probably an easy A. I wonder if it's even an S. I wonder if it's even an S tier. It's so fucking good. The downside it has really is the tumor. The tumor. Anyone who's actually gotten to shoot Delaware, and I'm not talking shoot it with Battleship. With Battleship you get a million fucking overpens. I mean, it might get S just for the spotting, yeah. It might get S just for the spotting. But the thing is, anyone who's actually fought this thing, if you're playing a DD or a cruiser or something, and this thing shows up, and you get to load AP, this is 10k chunks. Easy. This is like easy 10k chunks. 24/7. Chunk. Like, you get so much free damage on this thing when it tries to do anything aggressive. But on the other hand, plane spotting, especially if you got a semi, like even one competent team member, is super busted. It's super busted. And the thing is, DDs win games in ranked. I think I'm gonna put it into S just for that. Because DDs straight up win fucking matches. And God, it's good at fucking them over. For tier 9 ranked, like, what is there that really can... There's no subs, there's no CVs. So, like... Yeah, no, it's just too valuable for that. Wasn't tier 10 BB in B? What tier 10 BB? But, like, the thing is, though, this thing has Kearsarge. Kearsarge goes straight into S as well for the same reason. Plane spotting plus ridiculous firepower. Now, the best thing is, though, with these two planes, and thank God, may we always be grateful for it, that the absolute vast majority of the player base is so bad at playing hybrids. Praise be that this player base is so garbage. The same thing that is keeping carriers in check, the same thing that is keeping submarines in check. My God, it's beautiful, because that's the same thing that keeps these bullshit ships in check as well. Hybrid players are probably some of the worst players in the game. The idea of controlling your plane and your ship at the same time is clearly two things too many for these guys. Like, Way too much. Way too much. Your average Kearsarge player parks in the back behind an island, never uses his guns, and sends his planes out every 2 minutes to strike another battleship. He doesn't spot DDs. He doesn't set up the combos. No, he's just basically completely useless. He's completely useless. Uh, let's see. Could we have? I think for those that don't know what the combo is, the combo is you go in for a strike, you recall your plane, and then as your plane is going in, or you go in for a strike and you jump back to your ship, and your plane continues to strike you set up for it, and while it does that, it's spotting for you, which means you can line up a shot. Let's see, do we have, let's remove feature. I can show you what the combo looks like. I know I just, who was it as well? I think Citizen did the combo. Where the hell is it? I can show you what the combo looks like. Up, 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 up. Okay, it's somewhere gone a million. Where the hell is that combo? Okay, Adalbert probably has the combo ready. He usually has clips ready to give. The wombo combo. Okay, I wish there was a better way to look for clips, because this is taking now too long. Because I just wanted to show what the combo looks like and what makes Kearsarge and Louisiana so strong if you have any idea how to play the game. But I can't find it. I can't find it. Literally can't find it. Ah, where's Adalbert when you need him? Oh well, whatever. Whatever, we don't need the clip clearly. We clearly don't need the clip. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Where's Adalbert when you need him? Distinted animal can't read. Oh, you found? Citizen gave the clip. Oh, there it is. Nice. Okay, okay, so sorry. Sorry, my eyes automatically glazed over the part where you're looking at planes. But yeah, this is basically the combo in Kearsarge. You go in for a strike. This is ranked as well, where this ship is extra retarded. You're going for a strike, then you go back to your own bullshit ship, and then you line up while your planes are spotting for you. You see nothing else is spotting, the planes are spotting, and then you use that plane spotting to shoot the target. So you can wombo combo plane spotting into Kearsarge's absolutely absurd Montana firepower, and you can do retarded shit. So it's a battleship that spots for itself, and it's obviously game-breakingly broken if you're any good at the game. But luckily, the average World of Warships player base will basically never does any of those things. The average player base struggles to even land a strike. No. Thank you. Thank you, Dragon. Dragon for gaming. Yeah. Isn't that how spotting should work? Yeah, but I mean, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have Montana firepower on a battleship that spots for itself with rocket planes. It's dented. But luckily, most players for the most of the time, if you see these on your team, it means you're gonna lose, because that's how the average player plays them. But if a good player plays this, it's suffering, because then when they load HE, and then they go in for a strike on your destroyer, and then you turn against the rocket planes, and then they jump back to their ship and shoot you when you're trying to dodge the rockets. And then you have to eat rockets and battleship HE at the same time. It's it's so suffering. It's so suffering. It is absolutely busted. Delaware isn't S, even plane spotting doesn't bring it that high. In ranked? In randoms, I absolutely agree. I don't think Delaware is S in randoms at all. But in ranked, the plane spotting is absolutely busted. Like, you can straight up win games just by keeping the DD spotted in that thing. Wait, so is this list ranked or random? I mean, if you join from the start, you'd know it's ranked. If you read the title of it, you would say ranked. So. But yeah. Georgia? Is it A or probably A? It's really fast, got really good guns, fast reloading heal. The big flip side really is the thing melts. The thing absolutely melts. It's a strong A, but it can absolutely be citadeled, and honestly, the thing is pretty easy to farm down, even in a cruiser. If it doesn't get the big match chunks, big superstructure at low HP pool, big citadel, it's tinfoil armor, yeah. Thing blows up really quickly. It's more of a tanky cruiser than anything else. Illinois probably goes into the same A. It's really strong, but it has really blatant weaknesses as well. Mostly it doesn't have the battleship punishing power, so you can easily turn out against it without being dev struck, so it doesn't lock down positions the same way. But it pumps out a ridiculous amount of DPM, and it's almost impossible to citadel, so it's really frustrating to deal with if you're playing another battleship, because it just sits there and farms you, and it's really obnoxious. It's really obnoxious. So yeah, those are very strong. Iowa. Oh god, that's bad. Iowa in the current state? What does it have going for it? It's got the standard US BB heal, which is pretty good. It heals a fair amount. It's got pretty good pen. But besides that, it blows up easily. It doesn't really have any gimmicks. The speed is nothing that impressive anymore. The guns are pretty good. I have a pen is pretty good. I think it's like a strong C tier. I think it's a strong C tier, but because I think it's too easy to sit at that. It's too easy to punish in a multitude of ships. I'm not particularly afraid of an Iowa in any ship, honestly. And also because of the curved American hull, it's easy to sit it under the front guns, and it's easy to sit it. Honestly, it's always easy to sit the thing. Minnesota is just a victim. Minnesota is just a victim, honestly. Probably E. Minnesota has gun power, but it's not Vermont. It's worse than Iowa in basically every way. Minnesota is just a goddamn victim. It can't reposition. It can't push. It can be citadel. It can't brawl. It doesn't really do anything particularly well. Missouri is strong B for the radar. Strong B for the radar. The ship itself, it's more of a money farmer. Like, it's really good, but it lacks Iowa's improved heal. But the radar can be really strong. But then on the other hand, you need to kind of push into the radar, because like Missouri's sure as hell can't push into you and radar you. The thing is really easy to smash because it has American rudder shift as well. American suffering rudder shift, which is if you're forced to brawl in this thing, it's just not fun, which happens quite a lot. And but that's a brutal combination. That is a brutal. It's pretty fast though, to be fair. With brisk, can you run brisk? Yeah, you can run brisk on this thing. Yeah, you can easily run brisk on this one. But that is fucked up. It's a long ship, and unlike many of the others, you don't get much torpedo belt, and this thing can absolutely be citadel. It doesn't even look that bad, but you absolutely do get sit in Iowa or in Missouri. How bad is it in Iowa? Basically the same. Yeah. No, they both get sit. Doesn't even look that bad when you look at that import, but these things absolutely do get citadel. But yeah, the radar is good. The radar utility is good. The radar range was what, 9.5? It was something weird. Yeah, 9.5. It's a long duration radar. I think this thing is a bit map dependent. If you get a good map, Missouri can be really good. Like if you get a small compact map like North, where you can where you can surprise ships behind the island with the radar, it can be really good. But then you get shit like Okinawa and stuff, and you just have to rely on your guns and your hull. That's when it's kind of... That's pretty much it. Duncan. Well, first of all, Lion goes into E. Lion is garbage. Marlboro goes into E. Marlboro is garbage. You're griefing if you bring this to ranked. Duncan, it's junk. Mostly because it's so easy to Citadel. I really don't like the Duncan. I really don't like the Duncan, but it's not E or even D. It's maybe like a C tier ship. Where the hell's my Duncan? Do I have it here? Duncan is, as soon as people understand to shoot Duncan, it fucking evaporates. Duncan's Citadel is so easy. You can smash it straight through the nose. You got a 25mm nose. So every single battleship overmatches this thing. And the Citadel is this. This is all Citadel. So all you need to do is fucking left click this thing anywhere from basically any fucking angle and you're Citadeling it. Through the stern? Sure, you overmatch into the Citadel. Through the nose? Sure, you overmatch into the Citadel. It gives you broadside? Sure, you Citadel. Like, Duncan... People think Duncan is anything close to St. Vincent. No, Duncan is a piece of shit. Mostly because of all of this. 910-meter turning circle as well. That doesn't mean it's completely garbage, though. It gets really good conceal. Because BBs, new BBs, of course, need to have that. And it gets silly speed boost, and you can build brisk, so you can be absolutely ridiculously fast, and you do have a super heal. Which means you can reposition aggressively around the map in this thing. It's just that it blows up so fucking easily when you get shot at. You blow up so fucking easily when you get shot at. It's... Does the original Missouri still have the old credit modifier? No, they nerfed that. They did a bunch of twist and bullshit to nerf the shit out of the Missouri region. Like in the past, Missouri used to have a base credit gain that you could modify by adding credit modifiers on top. So you took a base that was high and then you put percentage modifiers so it became huge. What Wargaming did was they cut out the bonus and made it a separate modifier. So now but credit modifiers don't affect it because credit modifiers only affect the base. So they nerfed it in a roundabout way, basically. No super submarines yet, thank you. So they basically went around to fuck it. But yeah, no, it's not as bad as these, but because of the speed, the conceal, and the super heal. But like, I don't know. Really weak C, strong D, somewhere here. I think, like, I like fighting Duncan because I love blowing it up. It is the least terrifying ship to me. I don't care what battleship I'm playing, I can left click this thing and it blows up. Scarlet Thunder. What was the gimmick with Scarlet Thunder? I don't think we got the Scarlet Thunder, did we? Shit, what was Scarlet Thunder, chat? I remember what it was. Scarlet Thunder. Pretty fast. Worse concealed than Duncan. 910-meter turn. 9.7 second rudder. Okay, so it has Conquer rudder. There. Oh, sorry. Thunder rudder. 1.9 Sigma as well. That's really good. Much better than Duncan. Duncan has 1.6 Sigma, by the way. Marlboro has 1.40. Okay, did anyone need me to explain why Marlboro is here, by the way? No one questioned it. I love that no one questioned it when I threw Marlboro into E tier. No one even mentioned it. I'm glad that I don't even need to mention why it's here. But obviously Marlboro is a gigantic pile of shit, and if you're bringing it to ranked, you're actively griefing your team, and there's no excuses. If there was a lower tier, I would put Marlboro below everyone else. I'd rather have a Minnesota on my team than I'd have a Marlboro. Much rather. I'd rather have a Lion than a Marlboro. There is no ship in the game that I wouldn't rather have. I'd have a fucking Ibuki, a stock Ibuki on my team rather than a Marlboro. It is so garbage. It is absolute garbage. You're absolutely dented if you bring it to ranked. Like, holy shit. Like, there's no ship that can't absolutely bully the hell out of this thing. Do you know what the stigma is on Marlboro? Do you know what Marlboro's sigma is? 1.45. 1.45. I think it might be the lowest of basically all battleships in the game. It might actually be the lowest. Like, is there anyone who has lower than that? I guess the new Navarin is gonna beat it at 1.4. That's about as close as you get. Like, Pommern has better Sigma. Fuso has better Sigma. Leon has better Sigma. Like, let's see. Tier 4s have... Tiger has better... Arkansas Beta has... Arkansas Beta has 1.5. Wyoming has 1.5. Wondertan, the Tier 3 German battleship, has 1.5 Sigma. So, do you understand the level of pile of shit you have to be to go underneath Tier 3 BBs in Sigma? And also, the firing angles are terrible. The Citadel is gigantic. Like, there are no upsides with this thing. It's literally griefing. It's so garbage. It's so garbage. I'm glad no one questioned it. But the question is now... question now is Scarlet Thunder. Where the hell did I put this thing? Oh yeah, do you know Marlboro has garbage pen as well. Because it's 356mm guns. Oh, you don't overmatch either anything because it's 356 Lamau. Jesus, that ship is such griefing, man. Holy shit. Absolute griefing ship. Scarlet Thunder. It shoots Conquer shells. 48% fire chance. That's pretty good. Secondary is not much to talk about. Doesn't have torps. Standard heal. No spotter plane, no fighter plane. What is that thing? Is it like... What's the hull on the Scarlet Thunder? I need to look at it. I remember seeing it and it looked like a copy pasta of something, but I don't remember what it was a copy pasta of. Oh, it's KGV HE. Duncan with 32mm plate. Oh. Duncan with 32mm plate. Okay, I don't know enough about the ship to do anything more than that, but I'll put it in as a strong C. It might be better than that. It might be better than a strong C, but I doubt it's going to be much better than that, because it lacks the super heal in return. It lacks the super heal, and it lacks the speed boost of the Duncan, and it lacks the torpedoes of the Duncan. So yeah, it's questionable. These are like, if DG Hydro Tankiness Turtleback. It's certainly not E tier, because it can actually do things unlike the ships in E tier. Hydra is always strong. Like, I've played FDG quite a bit. FDG is not bad if you build it correctly. Like, the guns with the fast reload shoot all the time. I think it'll be like strong D, maybe? I think a strong D. In randoms, obviously, I think these are better, because randoms is so much long-range bullshit. But in ranked, with no CV and no sub, FDG can be pretty useful. Thank you, der sliten Nebendur. I mean, it's still a Grober? Not quite. FDG hull isn't as good as Grosse Kurfürst hull. Mostly because the turtleback on the FDG doesn't extend all the way underwater. So FDG actually has this habit of where you turn, you lift your skirt. And what happens is, if you turn the wrong way, you can be citadeled in the ship. And it can happen pretty easily as well. Like, the Hydra and the pushing capability can be fairly useful. Same happens to Corfurst. The Corfurst skirt is much lower. Much lower. That's not even comparable. Like, okay, I'll show you. So guys are speaking nonsense. Okay, so the GK, or sorry, the FDG skirt. FDG skirt, you see how much it goes underwater? If you turn in, which often happens, someone shows up, you turn into angle against them. The weight of the ship shifts to this way, and this skirt gets raised out of the water, and the turtleback stops being effective. If you compare this to GK skirt, you see how much deeper it is in the water? Do you see the difference in the depth of the skirt? GK basically never gets Citadel. Extremely, extremely rarely. On a FDG, all it takes is one bad turn, and this thing gets fucked. They're not comparable. GK gets Citadel extremely rarely at range. That's basically it. But FDG can get Citadel close range if you make a turn. Okay. Pommern. Pommern is actually pretty good in rank. Torps, good secondary power. It has the same issue with the FDG skirt, but Pommern's secondary power and Pommern's just raw pushing power is actually pretty good in randoms. I think it's garbage, but in ranked, when it's small scale, it's not a bad ship at all. Most people play it like idiots, but it's not a bad ship at all. I'd probably put it at least strong B. At least strong B. I'm not sure if it deserves to be A, but at least a strong B. It is really powerful. But the problem is, of course, most people kill themselves on purpose in the ship all the time. But I think B is where I'd place it. The downside of the Pommern is, of course, Pommern does not get Hydro, which is a big issue in... a big issue... Oh, wait, no, it did get Hydro. Wait, Pommern got Hydro as well. Which one was it that... Was it Mecklenburg? Oh, it was Mecklenburg that didn't. Too many Germans. It was Mecklenburg that didn't get the Hydro. So Pommern did get Hydro. My bad, my bad. It doesn't get the planes. Oh, we're building secondaries on it, of course. No, the biggest weakness really then is the 380 guns, but that's not really that bad at against tier 9s. The firing angles are garbage, of course, on the Pommern. That's probably the biggest weakness the ship can have, is if you're forced to fight outside of secondary range, you have to use your guns, and that's when everything kind of falls apart. The guns are absolute dog shit. The guns are absolute dog shit. It's the secondaries, the torps, the Hydro, and the hull, which is what you go for. The guns are trash. No, I think I'll put it in B. It's strong, but it's pretty easily exploitable as well. And it's also really fun to farm. It's really fun to farm. If you're fighting a Pommern and a Pommern pushes in, it's got this gigantic fat superstructure to farm. And if you're trying to build its secondaries, you might not, you're going to struggle with captain points to get all the things you want. It's, yeah. Not like it smashes all the stuff above if they're sitting and brawling it, or if they're pushing in and brawling it, sure. But Pommern tries to push in against something like a kiting Illinois, or just a nose in reversing an Illinois cooking it. Pommern is good at certain things, but it's terrible at others. The torpedoes were 2x4. Yeah, Pommern is good. I'd say Pommern is good. I'm not gonna call it game-changingly good, but it's good. It's a good ship. Flolo ranked, it's just control click at 12 km and you can still push and torp and smash stuff. It's not that simple. It's really not that simple. Because the problem with pushing in ranked is you're oftentimes abandoned. Because your teammates are too dented to help you. So it becomes a solo adventure. And Pommern's biggest issue is when you're pushing in, you might hydro torps and still not be able to dodge them. You oftentimes in the Pommern, because it's so gigantic, and it has such garbage turning, you'll spot torpedoes with your Hydra and still won't be able to evade them because they're so garbage. And then you'll turn to dodge torps, and that's when the skirt lifting happens, and that's when you eat massive damage because this just eats massive damage from everywhere. It's good, but I'm not gonna call it some sort of super thing. It's a good ship. Prince Rupert is probably easiest, yeah. The ship has basically no real weaknesses except you can be sit close range. It's so fucking good. It's just so good for ranked. Because unlike the Pommern, it's got great conceal, it's got fast reloading DCP, your secondary can match your concealment range, so you can always basically use your secondaries when you're fighting it. It handles significantly better as well. Shit, why don't we have it here? We have it on Russia, guaranteed. Your maneuverability is better. Turning circles 100 meters shorter. Your rudder shift is 2 seconds faster. You're faster ship in general. You have less superstructure going for you. And of course your secondary and torpedo firepower is fucking off the charts. It's hit much heavier, and it's much smaller, really. That's a big deal that it's much smaller. And you have battlecruiser dispersion on it, unlike Pomeran's dispersion. So yeah, no, that thing is just superbly strong. Superbly strong. Hard to find any other brawling ship that would even come close to Ruprecht. The torps are 12 kilometers as well, so you can literally drop them on ships that are chasing you from like across the map. It's chasing a Ruprecht sucks, regardless of what ship you are. Chasing it just sucks. Having it push into you sucks. Like it's just really strong. It's just really strong. And then of course it has the pen. I think did you need to build IFHE on it? I don't remember. Did you need to build IFHE on it? You might do, because you do on the Schlieffen. 26 millimeters. Yeah, you do want to build IFHE on it. So you run standard Schlieffen build on it, but the concealment is just silly. Because you get the concealment to match your secondary range. And yeah, it's just silliness. It's so good. It's so good. It's just objectively so strong. We've done a lot of smashing in Ruprecht in ranked, and the biggest issue Ruprecht faces is carrier tortures you to death, which happens easily in randoms, or submarine shotguns you, which happens easily in randoms, or alternatively, a lot of people understand to shoot you and you melt because of that, because you don't have a lot of health pool. But none of those things are present in ranked, so basically all the greatest weaknesses of the Ruprecht have been removed from ranked. And yeah, no, it's just really good. It's just really good. Azure Lane Soviets. This is not Sovietsky Soyuz, this is Sovietsky Russia. So this is the... Well, first of all, where would I put Sovietsky Soyuz? Sovietsky Soyuz is potentially weak B. Is probably where I'd put Sovietsky Soyuz. It's really obnoxious to have to kill. But it's terrible at brawling. It's really bad at brawling. It doesn't have any spotting whatsoever. I don't think it even has a fighter plane or a spotter plane. It doesn't have... It has the fast DCP and the Kuznetsov to keep it alive, but besides that, it doesn't really have a whole lot. Its magic trick is being tanky. But that's pretty much it. Same tier as Sun Yat-sen. No, it's better than Sun Yat-sen, because it has more gunpowder, and yeah, no, it's just better. Basically, it's big. Oh, it did have a fighter plane. The biggest thing really it brings is that it's hard to kill. But honestly, I feel like Sovietsky Soyuz would have previously been A tier, but people have gotten so bad at staying alive in ranked that being survivable isn't nearly as valuable as it used to be. You need to be killing shit, and you need to be killing shit quickly, because your team collapses so goddamn fast. So Sovietsky Soyuz's main gimmick is that as long as you stay angled, you basically don't die almost ever. But that's not that valuable to have in rank, because while you're not dying, your teammates are going out of their way to kill themselves. Yeah, dispersion is... like, yeah. All Russia is basically D tier. It's like a Sovietsky Soyuz, except all the things that make it good are removed. The fast DCP is gone. The Russian dispersion that favors being close is gone, replaced by an American one, but it's just terribly inaccurate. Can't remember what else it was, but it's just a fucking downgrade. Navarin seems really strong, but I haven't played it, so I can't comment on it. It's supposed to have really strong guns and secondaries. Well, the gun accuracy was all over the place, but it has secondaries and trolley, But I haven't played it, so I can't feature it. It seems preemptively, it seems quite strong. Alsace. Alsace is kind of like overall workhorse. It's not terrible. It's not great either. It's kind of middle of the pack. It's hard to Citadel. It's pretty fast. I'd probably throw it in here in like the C tiers. Yeah, it's faster than Iowa, but it doesn't have the healing of the Iowa, and it can't overmatch the same way Iowa can. But because it's 380, so 27mm ships just sit nose into you and laugh. But that's pretty much it. It gets evaporated by German secondaries, so do basically all of these guys anyway. Sean Bart? Sean Bart is pretty damn good in rank. Probably like really strong B tier. I wouldn't quite put it up here because I think everyone knows about Sean Bart turrets at this point. Everyone knows how easy those are and how easy it is to exploit that. Like you load one volley of AP and you break the guns on Sean Bart and then you laugh. But I know obviously no overmatch and only 8 guns, but it has a reload booster. I think it's a strong ship. I think it's a good ship, but it's not that special. Georgia amputating JB turrets is the best shit. Yeah, it's really brutal when you run into a Georgia and then the Georgia uses that dispersion to land shots on your turrets. Like they break instantly. It's really obnoxious. Even cruisers can break those turrets pretty easily. It's pretty obnoxious. Giuseppe Verdi. Giuseppe Verdi. Which one? There was one of them that was actually better than the rest. One of them that was better than the rest, and I think it was Giuseppe Verdi that was better than the rest for ranked. Was this thing that came with? Yeah, this thing came with HE, AP and HE, and it's pretty damn tanky nose in. It's pretty fast. Dispersion was all over. Kind of like a tier 9 Roma. And this thing had, didn't this thing have sap secondaries unlike the rest of the line? The rest of the line had HE, but this thing has sap secondaries. Well, this is an old build. I'm just gonna replace this now so no one gets any crazy ideas. Yeah, you had the smoke and you had the sap secondaries. You have your own spotter plane. Armor is pretty good. This thing was pretty strong actually. Oh, and you didn't have a really good turtleback. Was it overmatchable or not? It's not the overmatchable turtleback. $25. I guess it is. It is kind of. What was the downside? It's had something. You can't really be stern. Oh yeah, you couldn't be stern in this thing. You don't want to sit stern in. But this is more of an issue in randoms, whereas in ranked you can be pretty committed to your pushes. In randoms there can be all sorts of surprises, like Harrier starts focusing and all sorts of shit, but the ship is pretty inaccurate, but it's pretty damn tanky, and it's much better at dealing with DDs than the rest of the Italians. And dealing with, I have to emphasize, dealing with DDs is insanely important in ranked, because DDs tend to win games. So being able to smash them is important. Like, Lepanto and Marco Polo are both very easy to YOLO in a destroyer, because Sap doesn't deal any extra damage to a DD. Well, it's like 10%. So you can easily YOLO Italian BBs. The secondaries don't even pen you, and the main guns, because he doesn't have HE, he doesn't break any of your modules. So YOLOing Italian BB is hilariously easy because he doesn't break your torp tubes ever, because that just doesn't happen, and he doesn't do any damage. So these are so easy to just click out of a match. Whereas Giuseppe Verdi has the sap secondaries and the main battery HE that just fucks you up if you try to pull it off. So Verdi was the one that was stronger. I don't remember how strong it is because I haven't played it in a long time. That's the problem though. Shit, I haven't played it in such a long time. I don't remember how strong it was. The problem is the dispersion. It's garbage. I think it's either strong C or B. Probably. It might be here. It might be here. I don't remember. But I remember it being pretty damn good. What was the difference between Lepanto and Marco Polo? What was the difference between this? 406s. 33. Oh yeah, this thing, Marco Polo didn't get the... Jesus, you can tell these are old builds, man. Nowadays you run prop on everything. Back then you actually had the option of building tankiness. So Lepanta had a smoke. Marco Polo did not. Lepanta was 381. Marco Polo was 406. So we're talking 27mm Overmatch. That's actually pretty valuable, the Overmatch. It comes at the cost of not having any smoke, though. Lepanto is probably the biggest pile of shit of them all. 381. So it's an 18 km range. Sheesh. Lepanto is probably... it's not quite probably down here, but I'll probably put it like this. And Marco Polo, because it's better. I still don't see much point in playing it, though, or many of these. But I'll probably put it somewhere up here. These are... The Italians, I'm gonna say, are a bit iffy, because I haven't played Italians in such a long time. And that's probably because I've said before, I don't like Italian battleships. I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy them at all. Like, it's... Eesh. Marco better than FDG? FDG in rank, though. Isn't the thing spotted from the moon? Yeah, it's ranked. For randoms, this list wouldn't be accurate at all. For randoms, Musashi would probably be S tier, easily. Because it's basically a tier 10 B. Like, a lot of things would be completely different for randoms. FDG should be higher. Should it? To be fair, you can support, you can push in with your, you can actually be useful by when you push in. Thanks to Hydro, unlike many of these others. Marco got the dispersion buff. I haven't played in such a long time. I'm already saying that these are iffy because I haven't played them in such a long time. But surely, but chat, don't worry. Surely people will watch the whole video and take into account my personal opinions on the ship, and they won't just take one glance at the tier list and go, "Ha! He put it here. What an idiot!" Right? Surely that's how reasonable people will act, right? Surely. 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 You dislike Italian BBs because of the main guns. Yes, firing angles and main guns. I heavily dislike them. Yeah, no. If the G might be deserved to be higher, but I mean, it might actually. I'm not sure about Iowa. Like, kind of depends on how you play them, though. That's the thing. It's hard. I don't know. This is a hard one. It's a hard one. I don't know where I want to put them. FDG might actually deserve to be up here, but it might not. It's... But then do I think FDG is better than... Maybe, I do think, to be fair, I do think FDG is better than Alsace. I think it's much more useful. I think FDG... It's okay, we'll put it up here. Did I put Alsace too high? Maybe I put Alsace too high. I mean, it's fast. I'm not sure if maybe I put Alsace too high. It used to be really fast, didn't it? Alsace used to be known for its speed, but I think I'm living in like the past. It might not be fast. How fast is it nowadays? Let's see, general, max speed. Alsace, it's... Wow. Wait, what? But it had speed boost, right? It's 32 knots base. But didn't it have... speed boost? Yeah, it had 8% speed boost. That's not that much, to be fair. That's not that much. Why did I remember it being more than that? 8% speed boost. So what does it do? 33.3? Something like that? I mean, it's still among the faster BBs then. It's still among the faster ones, for sure. Maybe we keep it there for the mobility. Maybe we'll keep it there for the mobility. Yeah. No, that this will be our list. I'm sure people will disagree. I don't really mind. That's fine. People can disagree. People can be angry and so forth. But that would probably be my battleship tier listing for ranked, specifically for ranked, not for randoms. Generally, if I see these guys on my team in ranked, I'm going, oh, sigh. I'm gonna have to carry these apes. And if I see these guys, well, the hybrids are a big if. The hybrids are a gigantic if. The hybrids are, like, if it's a good player, they're absolute monsters. Like, huge absolute monsters if they're good players. If they're not, then they can be a huge detriment to your team. So these things can flip heavily depending on the player base. Rupret, on the other hand, is the easiest, most solid S, because even a complete idiot in a Rupret is still going to be really useful for your team. Provided he's like Googled quickly how to build the Rupret and copied like the standard Schlieffen build. He can run in there, and his AI gunners and his hydro and his nose in tankiness is gonna make him useful, regardless of what. So that's an easy clap. Musashi players are also very hit and miss. Well, to be fair, these are all like player base, please. Johan, I haven't played. I should buy Carl Johan. I don't want to rank ships that I haven't played. I should buy this thing. I have absolutely decimated this thing in the past, and I know it's kind of like a torpedo battleship, but I don't want to rank ships that I haven't played. But Ropret can literally dumpster like half this lineup without even trying. Like, he just parks nose in, puts his AI gunners on him, well, slightly angled, so his AI gunners can shoot, and then he shoots something else while his AI gunners melt half the ships in this lineup.